Welcome back. Getting hay harvested on time is a primary concern for farmers and ranchers across the country. Cattleman to Cattleman reporter Brian Baxter has more on a piece of equipment that allows you to travel faster and get hay down more quickly than ever before.
Bevel Family Farms is a cow-calf and commercial hay operation located in southern Georgia. Although the hay side started small, John Bevel says things have taken off over the past several years.
My wife's family did hay for years and raised cattle, and we just kind of took over into that field, and it just kept growing and growing until we reached a point where, you know, it was full time, and we do a lot of custom work. We do a lot of hay for ourselves. Between what we cut for our own barns and what we cut for other folks, we do about 500 acres of ground, and we cut that 3 to 4 times a year depending on the weather.
The Bevel family's hay ground is spread out over several different fields, some many miles apart, so speed and performance are critical. That's why they turned to New Holland's Speedrower's self-propelled windrower.
There's a lot of competition for hay ground, so we go as far as 30 miles to cut some of our hay, and we were running, you know, several cutters, several tractors, and several men, and we needed to slow some of that down, so we went to the one cutter. We also needed to be able to control our environment a little better. We have short windows on the hay production here in the South. 2 to 3 days is a pretty long span, so we needed to be able to cut down on drying time, be able to cover more area in a shorter period of time, and that, you know, that really kind of helped us do that.
The windrower, I can go in there and take a 53-acre field and cut it down in 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours, as with 2 8-foot pull-behind type cutters, disc cutters, it would take almost all day.
For a cattleman or a rancher to own a self-propelled windrower, I would say that he has to have specific conditions on his acreage that would allow him that he needs to go maybe faster, so the speed at cutting is important. We have 3 models. We have the Speedrower 130, the Speedrower 200, and the Speedrower 240. And the Speedrower 130 is our 4-cylinder machine. It's right there at around 130 horsepower, and then we have 2 6-cylinder machines, the 200 and the 240. And we've been in the self-propelled windrower market since 1965, and through the generations we've come up obviously evolving with innovation and design and engineering design, and really I'd say we've become a leader in the self-propelled windrower market, and our Speedrower is part of that hay and forage offering that New Holland has. That we're the smart brand, we're the innovative brand, and we're excited to have the Speedrower new this year.
The Speedrower also has a factory-installed 3-range hydrostatic transmission option, which provides road speeds up to 24 miles per hour, the fastest in the industry. This enhances productivity and efficiency by spending less time on the road and more time cutting crop.
You have a 1, 2, and 3 toggle switch inside the cab. So 1 and 2 are your mowing speeds. Basically, you're going to be probably going up to speeds while you're mowing up to 8 to 10, maybe 12 miles per hour, depending on the conditions. The second range will bump you up to 18 miles per hour, and then that third range, which is the high-speed transport, gets you up to 24 miles per hour. It's a road-only speed, so what that does is it allows you, when you're done cutting or swathing, it allows you to go from the field to that next field by saving time. Time saved on the road really is, you know, time saved in your overall operation and in the length of time that you're cutting. And what that means for the operator, for that owner of the machine, the owner of the crop, he can cut sooner, which allows that hay and forage crop to be able to dry down during the prime time drying hours of the day. And really, at the end of the day, it equates to more and better hay and forage quality.
Welcome back. Let's return to Georgia and reporter Brian Baxter with more about windrowers and how they can save you time in your hayfield.
When a speedrower self-propelled windrower is teamed with a Durabine disc head, HS sickle head, or the new Duraswath draper head, productivity climbs even more. The key is picking the right-sized head for the job. Producers can select disc or sickle heads from 12 to 19 feet and draper heads to swath at widths of 25 to 40 feet. The Comfort Ride cab on a speedrower provides optimum visibility, plenty of room, and comfort. A floating console with a command grip multifunction control handle puts the speedrower at the operator's fingertips.
If you take a look at our cab, the cab is all mounted on springs, and that really helps with the ride of the cab. Along with that, we have rear axle suspension. So not only is our cab suspended, but we also have our rear axle suspension. So we have a patented design back there that will really help with going over some of those waterways or pivot track irrigation tracks.
It's smooth. I mean, yeah, we got hog holes in some of our fields, and we'll hit them, and you won't hardly even feel them. I mean, the airbags, they support it good as far as comfort. The cab it's got its own suspension, so it pretty much floats. Then as far as room inside the cab, it's very roomy. I mean, you don't feel clustered or anything. You got plenty of room in there.
Operators can program 2 cutting height memory positions and can make changes on the fly with a press of a button. Of course, one of the keys to success for any commercial hay operator is getting the right cutting height.
An operator might want to change the cutting height for one of any number of reasons. Number one, height of stubble. If a fella is cutting with a machine and you're going for a maximum amount of tonnage being put up, then you want to cut lower towards the ground because your goal is just to cut as much as possible. But more isn't always better, and that's really true when we're cutting plants or grasses for animal nutrition. You know, the goodie's not at the bottom. So if a fellow wants to have better nutritional feed for the animals, he may cut a little bit higher.
Precision farming calls for technology that's accurate, easy to understand, and smart for the way you farm. Speedrower self-propelled windrowers have an integrated IntelliSteer auto guidance system that's fully installed and tested. This means pass-to-pass overlap becomes non-existent in wide cutting and swathing applications.
Generally, auto guidance allows you to get the most out of your machine in the most efficient way. It's going to allow me to eliminate my operator error, perhaps, in not using 100% of the cutting width of the head in front of me. And it's also going to help just generally with operator fatigue. You don't realize how many things you're really paying attention to when you're steering the machine yourself. So using auto guidance allows you to sit back and relax, let the machine do the driving, and let you focus on other things that are happening in the cab and watching windrower performance. Auto guidance will allow cattlemen to achieve a 4 to 12 inch pass-to-pass accuracy with their cutting head. So whereas they may give themselves a little more gap on the head just to be certain they aren't skipping anything in the field, this allows them to get that much closer and utilize all of the head in front of the machine.
No matter the crop, speedrowers, self-propelled windrowers allow producers to get the job done more quickly than ever before, while still delivering the power and performance operators need. That's why Bevel Family Farms will continue to rely on their speedrower to help them make top-quality hay.
We're basically a 3-man operation, and we cover a lot of ground. As I said, a lot of it spaced out, and so like my son John, when he does most of the cutting, and so he's able to get in it and cover several fields by himself without any outside assistance and all. So I can send him on to do that, and it saved us a lot of time.
We see a lot of commercial operators, guys that are doing a lot of acreage, larger farms, larger ranches. They're looking for that timeliness and the speed at what they're mowing and being able to get in that field and get out of that field quickly. And that's why we have a lot of operators going to that self-propelled windrower machine.
Reporting from Georgia, I'm Brian Baxter for NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman.
For more on windrowers or any other New Holland equipment, Just visit their website at agriculture.newholland.com. Or you can visit our website. That's cattlemantocattleman.org.